Hey guys, Galucia here, and I thought that I would go ahead and do my profile for the server. This house is shared by both myself and my wife, and she's actually the main decorator for the inside, so I'm not really going to show the inside for my profile. I'm going to let her kind of showcase that for her own profile, because yeah, she's definitely, I just kind of let her go with that, and she did a really awesome job, so I'm definitely going to let her talk about that. And Grim, in his profile, pretty much covered the question box pretty good, but I was definitely along with him for the whole thing, so I definitely wanted to still just make mention of it. And I think it was Warcraft told me to make a smiley face, so I went ahead and built that one day when I was bored. And I built a portal. I think it was Ananam said we should have one, so I threw that up. The spiraling tower was one of the very first things that I built in the game. It was probably the first thing I built after the house. And I built this like halfway up by myself, and then Ananam joined in and helped me perfect it because it was pretty complicated. Pretty complicated build. The pool was me and the wife. And this was actually way more complicated than it looks. Anyone that knows that's tried to place large bodies of water and not have it run, that is a ridiculous process. I touched on the castle really good in the server tour video, and I was only mildly involved in that anyway, so I can kind of move on from that. I added the wings to Cat Eraser's house, and he hasn't been on in a while, so he doesn't know that there's wings on his house yet. Unless I guess he's watching the videos. The Boo, the Billy Bullet, and the Dry Bones, me and Ananam built those together. Most of the time it was like one of us would be standing off and directing the other one as to like where to place blocks because it's hard like when you're actually like on you can't see the big picture, so you have to have someone standing off. There's Warcraft's shamble of a house that burned down. The library was mostly my project, and then my wife and Ananam came on and helped me, and they did a lot of the interior with all these books and stuff. And as you'll know from other videos, we use this as a warp directory. The warps don't work right now because we have to fix the whole mod situation, but that's okay. Most of what I've done in the server is a lot of the stuff that you can't really see, like all these roads. Like 90% of the roads I've built. Probably at least like 50% of the clearing was done just by me. I do a lot of administrative stuff. I just try to make sure that the server's continuing to run smoothly and everything's going good. So, when we have new members coming in all the time, so I try to keep ahead of it and keep clearing land and adding all these streets and stuff to connect it and make sense. I did all this by myself. I put a whole alleyway behind this row of houses, and then these are going to be a whole row of houses here. And I cleared all of this almost completely by myself, and then I built all the roads by myself. So I don't have as much fun, awesome stuff. I only worked on a few sprites and stuff like that because, like I said, I have to do most of like the administrative stuff, and I would have to say that Grim and Dial are probably my two biggest helpers. Akari is another really big helper when it comes to that kind of stuff, just clearing away all these things and making spaces for incoming members and stuff like that. I was mostly involved in the planning of the hotel. Me and Grim planned out the whole thing pretty much just between the two of us, and then me, him, and Doddle did most of the clearing and stuff like that. But the hotel has been touched on like 100 times, so I'm not really gonna go on a big tour of the hotel. But it's a lot of behind the scenes stuff. So for my profile, not as much glamour and as much awesomeness, I guess. But it's the life I lead. I'll save the awesomeness for my single player episodes, and for the server, I gotta do all the behind the scenes stuff. But I'm really proud of the group that we've assembled and the creativity that's going on in here. Obviously, I don't need to do much because there's a lot of amazing things going on in here. So I'm just gonna say to all my DARKSIDE peeps to keep it up, keep up the good work, and yeah, I'm really excited about the way that the server's been coming along, and I'm looking forward to receiving new members, as always, I will say that you can head over to darkside081.engine.com. I'll probably throw up a link at the end of this, and that's where you can apply and try to join us in our server, and you can be our newest member. But yeah, so thanks for hanging out with me for my profile, guys, and I will see you later.